Welcome to another double shot. This is where I get to yell at Jake for a comment he made over the weekend that was incredibly stupid. We're a few days now away from the Oscars. Do you see Flow yet, by the way?
I have watched a good chunk of Flow. A good chunk.
Yeah,
I watched
only
half
85
of Flow.
minutes, and yet somehow he's not been able to finish.
I've watched
a movie that won, by the way, Best Animated Feature.
Don't spoil it. I haven't watched the Oscars yet.
Well,
I recorded them on my TiVo.
I texted you when it happened. So you made a comment about the Oscars that was so incredibly stupid, and I expected better from you. You complained in an article that's written over at mynorthwest.com about how the Oscars are irrelevant essentially because no one has seen the movies.
Why is that stupid?
Here's why. We're supposed to be celebrating merit-based achievements.
Okay.
It does not matter that, for example, this time Anora won. It was an independent film, so it wasn't some huge release. Easily the best picture of the year based on the 10 nominees.
This is the one about the prostitute?
The prostitute. Well, she's not really a prostitute, but she is a prostitute. It's a fantastic movie. It was the best of the year by far. It deserved every single award it received.
What is she if she's not a prostitute?
She's a stripper.
She's a sex worker.
She's officially a stripper who then on the side provides sex work.
For money?
For money. Yeah, she's a prostitute.
Back in my day, it was called a prostitute.
Her main job is a stripper.
She has money for sex?
Not all strippers are sex workers, is my point. Even though I think it's now
But if they have money for sex, then yeah, I would call them prostitutes.
That's separate. That's like she gets an independent, like a W-2 form for that.
Okay.
Her main job is, what's the independent contractor number? Whatever that one is, the 1099, 1099, somewhere.
No.
So, but you made the dumbest comment. Yeah. Why do people do that? Why do people do that? Oh, because no one saw the movie. It means it's not a good movie?
I didn't say that.
That's your implication.
What's the comment I made? Flash it up on the screen.
The comment you made is right here. Okay. See how stupid that is? Everyone's reading it at home.
That's a totally legitimate comment.
Your comment might be legitimate to stupid people, but I'm simply saying as someone who worked in Hollywood, who actually enjoys pictures.
Yeah.
You cannot argue.
Talkies. We call them talkies.
We call them talkies in our household too. You cannot argue that simply because a movie did not get a whole bunch of butts in chairs, that it's somehow unworthy.
I didn't say it was unworthy.
Celebrated.
No,
that is the implication when you're saying that the Oscars are essentially irrelevant because no one watches the movies.
The Oscars are irrelevant.
But not because no one watches the movies.
No,
Sometimes that's the case.
The Oscars are irrelevant because they require that you have such and such and such a thing before they'll even let you be win an award or even be nominated for an award.
That part is 100%
totally irrelevant.
Reagan, by the way, didn't get anything. Not that it was ever going to get anything, but it wasn't even considered
because it didn't have such and such and such. What I said is it's very difficult to get excited about movies that you haven't seen because it is difficult to see these movies.
So go see the movie.
Not for me.
It's easier now to see a movie than ever before. You can stream absolutely everything. Ironically, it was the director of Anora, Sean Baker, who said, stop doing that. Go see movies in theaters.
Well, yeah, no, you want to see it in the theater. It's fun. There's a communal experience that happens.
Usually, yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I don't know if a movie about a sex worker is like the one you want to get back to the theater for. Don't bring your kids to it.
It was very hard R.
Very hard R, like you said. But you thought it was the best movie of the year? That's great.
Easily.
I am so happy that you liked it. Nobody else had time to see it.
So why didn't you have time to see it? We talked about paper towels yesterday. You didn't have any time that we could see a movie?
I'm stuck in the bathroom trying to figure out how to get my hands clean.
You haven't watched Flow, which is 85 minutes.
Listen, I gave Flow a chance.
Streaming on Max.
Here's the thing. I gave Flow a chance on Max. I put it on for my kids. It was a rainy weekend afternoon.
And you didn't like it.
I put Flow on. I said, oh, kids, look, this is an animated cat. Let's see what this looks like.
Oh, you're the worst person in the world. No wonder you made that
They fell asleep. Which normally is a good thing. But my kids couldn't stand. They said, please.
Well, your kids have crappy taste.
Can we put on a Minion? Let's put on a Minion.
I love that your kids are MAGA kids, but when it comes to movies.
They didn't want to watch a cat survive an apocalypse. It's a little mature. And an adult who watches cartoons, I question that adult.
Yeah, it's not a cartoon. It's an animated feature, which is what adults call cartoons.
What does animated mean?
So that they can feel better about watching.
Is it made with cartoons? Is it made with pencils and it's not a real cat.
Done digitally. I don't know what
CGI, whatever, same deal.
The old Disney films.
It's an animated.
We're painting everything. Each cell is handcrafted.
That at least is something that I think my kids might have a little more interest in. No, that's not true.
They would hate that.
CGI is something that they go in for all the time. But the cat doesn't talk. It doesn't do anything. It just sits in a boat most of the time.
No,
it purrs.
It gives judgmental looks to the other animals, one of which I still haven't figured out what it was.
It's a smarmy cat.
All cats are
Which
smarmy.
is all cats.
It's literally all
why
cats.
does that a movie make?
Well,
and
because
why am
then
I
they
supposed
get
to love
together.
Flo just because it's about, and there's like what, like a monster in the water? I don't even get
It was
that.
a whale, dummy. You don't know what a whale is? It was a literal whale.
The whale tail had 5 fins on it. Are we on one of Jupiter's moons where this cat lives and Flo? I don't think so.
You do also understand that cats and this animal that's on the screen, I still don't. Do you know what animal this is?
Yeah, that's a capybara.
What is that?
It's like a beaver.
That's a beaver?
I think it's a beaver.
I don't know if that's
It's a small
true.
woodland creature. I think it's a capybara.
Well, it's definitely a woodland creature because it comes
He
from
looks
the
cuddly
woods.
though.
But
That's the one part of the movie I liked.
Yeah, but you did realize that, what is it?
A capybara.
That thing?
I'm saying it confidently. I don't know if that's the case. Or even
Can't
if that's how it's
actually
pronounced.
sail a boat. And yet it was doing that in the film.
And that to me is where I lost it. I said,
It's just not realistic
I don't think
enough.
capybaras can sail.
I went
can't.
in, I thought this was a documentary up until the part where the what?
Capybara.
The capybara was sailing this boat.
Yeah, and then it went off the rails for me. And I
It's a
said,
brilliant
"I don't know."
movie. Everyone should go see it. And don't take his horrible attitude when it comes to movies. And that's the bottom
That's
line.
the punctuation right there.
We'll see you next time. Hey, it's Jason Rantz here with Scott Rarucka from Legacy Group Capital. He's their CEO. So let's talk about someone who wants to invest in real estate. They don't quite know where to go, what to do, where to start, but they do know, obviously, that right now the market is really, really hot. So you're the place to do it. How do you help?
Yeah. So how we help is, we've been investing in the greater Seattle area for over 20 years, and we have a historical track record that is we're super proud of. Double-digit returns over time with no investor losses. And if you can find somebody else out there that's done that, you should probably talk to them. And how we really do it is we're lending on real estate, and we're also acquiring real estate and building it and developing it. All those things come out of a fund that people invest into. So there's lending and there's acquisition. And then we share in profits with all of our investors on both those activities. Jason, most people can't do that on their own. They're not going to go develop properties. They're not going to go be a bank and lend money. But they can jump in with us and they can be that developer and they can be that lender, but it's underneath our umbrella with a 20-year track record that's unparalleled to anything that you'll find out there. We've been told that we're one of the best kept secrets in the Pacific Northwest.
I don't want it to be a secret. I want everyone to know just about what it is you do. The Legacy Group Capital family of funds offer short-term 90-day investments at 7%. Longer-term investments, they've averaged double-digit returns. Just go to legacyg.com.